What's up? Welcome back to Nostalgia. Dave here with a review of Slowthai's third album, Ugly. New record from the rising, ascendant UK rap artist out of Northampton, grime artist. Slowthai got a lot of love really ever since that debut album, Nothing Great About Britain, and then, of course, following that up with 2021's Tyron, which we reviewed on the show here. What the next Slowthai album would be, I wasn't really sure, and to this point, I think Slowthai's been an intriguing voice and a standout voice within UK hip hop, which is no small feat given how vast and fast paced UK hip hop, UK drill grime has been the last 5 years. But Slowthai's definitely stood out. I think a big part of that is he has a singular voice. He does not sound like anyone else. His style of grime is incredibly unique, but also the lyricism that Slowthai brings out. Obviously, the first record, Nothing Great About Britain, a lot of pointed political and societal comments. Slowthai is not afraid to make a name for himself, and that has gotten him in trouble in the past. But in general, there is punch, there is bite to his music and his songwriting, and that is, I think, really just attracted people to him. And Ugly, I think, surprisingly, is a bit of a genre blend, a bit of a genre smash, which I was not expecting from Slowthai, but he does this really well. I think it was a really good fit for him. And Ugly gives you kind of like a punk and rock pivot in a certain sense. It's still grimy, it's still rap, but there's other stuff going on. I think right off the bat, you kind of get introduced to what you're in for with Ugly. The first track, Yum. Obviously, you got a lot of energy, a lot of aggression from Slowthai, which is not a surprise. But when that drop comes in, it almost becomes like a garage song. And then following that up quickly with Sooner, which has this like really steady drum tempo, and Slowthai giving you this almost like melodic flow, but still a great performance. Following that up right away with Feel Good, which is almost like an indie rock song, which I think is incredibly catchy. But like the guitar line is noticeable. It's very synth heavy. The hook might be a bit repetitive, but honestly, it was like almost like Vampire Weekend-esque. Like I don't know like where this came from, but Slowthai seems to really like wear this suit well. And I think if you think about like the energy that he brings to his performances, that he brings to his songs, it's always been aggressive and in your face stuff. And I feel like that does kind of translate to other sounds. I would not put Slowthai in the bucket of like the rage music shit we get over in the States from people like Playboy Cardi and Yeet right now. But Slowthai kind of aesthetically has some of that stuff going on, and it's perhaps even more genuine and more convincing than some of the other people doing it in the US. So it's kind of an interesting parallel, even if they're not directly connected. Um, Other songs I really liked is, keeping it going. Never Again, that opening vocal sample, really noticeable. The snares, I think, on that song are really cool. Fuck It Puppets is probably the most traditional like Slowthai song when you think of him as a rapper. Happy, like I think lyrically, probably the most reminiscent of Slowthai being an introspective and personal guy with what he gets into on that. Um, Falling, probably I guess the hardest the rock gets on this. There's distorted guitar. Slowthai eventually works up to screaming vocally on that track. There's just a lot going on with this, and I think it definitely warrants multiple listens, and so did his other albums. But these are, I think, just as engaging lyrically as they are sonically. With the production choices and the genre switch ups. It's just another added layer, another added component to like Slowthai's music now, and what honestly makes it even more intriguing. I don't know if I necessarily like to listen to this album more than Nothing Great About Britain. I probably don't, but that's just to my taste of preferring the more pure grime stuff. But clearly, Slowthai is a voice to continue to invest in, and he's just incredibly intriguing talent, and it's really cool that UK hip hop can have all kinds of people succeeding right now. Of course, Tyron in 2021 was the number one album in the UK, and nowadays, of course, no one's hotter than Central C, but there's room for multiple people, and I would love to see Slowthai find the success Central C has found in the United States. Remains to be seen about that, but either way, let me know, what did you think of Slowthai's new album, Ugly? Did you like it more or less than his past work? And for more music reviews, rap, UK hip hop, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.